Awesome.
Awesome.
Let's get started.
Yeah, let's get started. Very exciting.
20 minutes, right?
20 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Welcome everyone, and first of all, thank you very much for joining. Maybe it's late at your place, or maybe it's early. Thank you very much for tuning in. Today we are going to talk about what's new with Remote Display Analyzer. It's very fun things we are doing with this project. And now maybe Ryan, you can go to the next slide so we can maybe introduce ourselves. My name is Bram, and I started the project years ago in 2017. Also, the founder of Remote Display Analyzer, and also working on some other cool software projects like Appventix and some other cool projects. And next to me is Ryan. Yeah,
so my name is Ryan Ververs-Bijkerk. I'm actually, so in terms of Remote Display Analyzer, I'm just a developer.
That's a very important piece.
It's an important piece, of course.
Yeah.
No, but I'm happy to, actually I joined in, I think it's 2019 maybe?
Just before COVID maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, okay.
So I joined Bram to help out with Remote Display Analyzer, and actually together we are developing a Remote Display Analyzer.
Yeah.
So proud to be part of this, and it's always fun to explore the technologies, of course, and geek out on all the stats and the data that we collect.
Yeah, just to give you a head start, maybe you know Remote Display Analyzer, maybe you don't, and to maybe introduce you to the software tool is we are, of course, we think we are the #1 troubleshooting tool for remote display protocols. We work with all the big vendors out there: Citrix, Microsoft, VMware, or maybe I must say Broadcom, but okay.
So they're not there yet, right?
Not there yet, so name unknown, but okay. And we work with
it's like a placeholder to be.
Placeholder to be, yeah.
Hey guys,
yeah.
sorry, this is not good here. Huh? Let me just.
Sorry.
Yeah, of course. Sorry, Ruben.
Maybe we should just move it like this.
Yeah.
Or
and maybe next to VMware, because that's we don't know the new name yet. So like we thought, we started in 2017, and we build out and support a lot of new protocols and new vendors. We work with AMD, for example, NVIDIA, and the cool thing is that also the big vendors are using our tool to do their own measurement. So that's really cool to see. We have over 10,000 downloads, and it's a tool that's used a lot in the community.
And the fun thing is that there's a lot of presentations where also Remote Display Analyzer is used often. So in the most tech, so in the EUC space, we often see Remote Display Analyzer popping up in the slides and in the data set. So it's actually cool. It's really cool that just we're creating this tool and the reach that we have with this tool.
Yeah.
And now my focus is lost. Let's go. Yeah, there we go.
So to give you an introduction about how the tool looks like, it's really a very small tool. It's an executable. You can start it in your session. You don't have to do an installation. You can just place it on a network share or whatever you like. Just click it. And the power of Remote Display Analyzer is really about seeing only the things that you need to see. It's detecting how your remote display is configured, how your protocol is configured. And as you can see in the screenshot, we will show which protocol is in use, which encoder is used, if you have GPU offloading, and all that kind of measurements we are showing. And also when you have NVIDIA, we are detecting which vGPU profile you have. When one blink of an eye, you can see how your remote display is behaving. That's really the power of the tool. And as you can see, we support also Citrix, VMware. So that's really really powerful. You can also switch on settings. For example, if you want to switch encoder or you want to switch some Citrix policies, so you can really see that on the fly what will be the best configuration for your setup. And it's also very handy to detect any problems in your configuration.
So I think that's one of the key features, right? So switching just between the settings of the protocol, you can actually directly see what the impact is of that switch, because you also have the data next to it. Yeah. So looking at the use cases, there's a lot of use cases where remote display analyzer is used. So primarily what we see is that it's used for consultancy and troubleshooting. So if a customer has issues, we often sell remote display analyzer where people just analyze if the user experience is okay, just through for troubleshooting the protocol and making sure you can select the optimal settings. Another use case that we've seen, and actually it's a unique one, we don't see this very often, but it's also used for end user support. We have one customer that actually delivers remote display analyzers to the end users, so they have the ability to start and see the data for their own, and they help also with support to basically have a shared understanding what's going on with the remoting protocol. So this really helps the user also understanding why the performance is sluggish, just by using remote display analyzer and looking at the stats. Now, from a vendor perspective, they use it also for internal product testing. So an example is like if Citrix have a new release, like an LTSR, they use it internally at least to validate if all the new changes in the code is working how it should be. But also for quality assurance, it's a one-on-one at least to making sure that the quality of the products they release, it's high, and they leverage at least the remote display analyzer for just checking the data and collecting also the data. Another thing is project management and configuration validation. What you often see in larger projects, the design is implemented and eventually remote display analyzer is used to validate it and also to see if actually the configuration is reflecting what is expected. And the final one is benchmarking, and actually this is also one of the primary reasons I want to join Bram back in the days, because we use this also in the GoUC context, is using actually remote display analyzer to collect all the data that we can use for benchmarking and create papers for it. So in the context of benchmarking, we actually have an example. So quickly gonna switch. So here we got one example, and this is one of the GoUC research that we have done with actually also using remote display analyzer. So you see here the car visualizer, which is a vGPU configuration, and we have the different thin clients involved here. And you can clearly see that only a thin client has impact on the user experience. And I understand that the data on the remote display analyzer itself is not readable right now, but that's the reason why we have collected it in the benchmarking mode so we can produce it in a paper style. So this is one of the use cases we use remote display analyzer for. So switching back to the wrong one, let me quickly get, I think I actually quit. So there we go. So you can actually download remote display analyzer free. So if you go to the website right now, you can download the community version. So it's a free version, and it's able at least to detect all the remoting protocols. You will get all the statistics, but there's of course a couple of limitations in there. So you cannot see the total statistics. And you can also not change the setting, and we don't offer support for the community edition. Now, of course, we recommend just going for the Pro version because that's actually the version that's complete with all the functionality. So you also have the benchmarking support in there. You can change the settings on the fly, and you will even get support from us if you have any issues. We don't get often issues, but sometimes it occurs that we have to help out, at least in with a user.
That's true, and we also help like deciding what people see in the tool, like what they can expect, and that kind of thing. So, yeah.
So the Pro is actually licensed per user on a yearly basis. That means that if you buy the license, it's linked towards you. So if you want to use, for example, like in Citrix, how they use it, with multiple people, then you need a company license. It's actually the same as a Pro license, so there's a complete functionality, but you can basically use it in the entire company, and you will get at least also a little bit more information regarding with invoicing, because larger corporations require some more invoicing related stuff. So if you want to use it within your company, then you will require at least a company license to use Remote Display Analyzer.
Yeah, so talking about the roadmap. So where are we going through? This is an interesting topic. So yeah, let's see where we came from. We integrated, for example, Teams offloading visibility, so you can see if Teams offloading is used, very handy. We support Azure Virtual Desktop Shortpad, new Citrix codec. So we always make sure to support all the latest and greatest Citrix innovations, and also from the other vendors to support all the new protocol features they are building into their solution. And yeah, we are now close to a new release. It's just a couple of months and it will be available. And we will be implementing new Citrix matrix. We will update the protocol improvements and also some GPU improvements as well. And really yeah, building out the tool so you can make use of yeah, all the latest vendor versions, and you can use Remote Display Analyzer to get a clear visibility of all your new settings. So
it's always continuous improvement, huh?
Continuous improvements. Oh, yeah. That's a really important piece for us, so that we stay compatible with all the latest and greatest from all the vendors. So yeah, that's important.
And what's the to be determined topic then?
Yeah, Ryan. Now maybe you can show, because we have some we have some cool things going on, and like I said, there's a new version around the corner. But we also building a new graphical interface. So yeah, we are going to show you a sneak peek. We didn't show it before, so that's really a sneak peek.
It's gonna be the first time indeed. So please keep in mind, this is really a mock-up and a first version. It is actually a working version, but we are working on the new future interface of Remote Display Analyzer. So. And we want to have a modern look for Remote Display Analyzer, where we also have the flexibility from the coding side, of course, where we can easily add new functionality to it. So helps us also better improving and release quicker. But we also have the capability for live stats. So there's nice GUI elements in there where we can actually show graphically the changes in the statistics. So. It's far away, so therefore the data is to be determined, because it's not for release yet. Still working on it, but hopefully there's going to be in the near future where people can also use the new interface. So I'm really proud of this, right? Yeah. So for the new style, it's a nice fresh look. So you will see more of it. So actually, that's already the end of the slide. So I think on time level we're
you were just showing the red card
nice on schedule.
Okay.
So again, if we have to recap it, it's basically the best and the most powerful tool for changing and analyzing your remote display protocol settings
and understanding
all the settings. Indeed.
Yeah.
So I really recommend at least to go to the website and just try it out. You can use, of course, the community edition. Of course, we recommend always to get the Pro license because you also help in the development of RDA. But yeah, give it a try. If you have any feedback or questions, you can always reach out to us, and we're happy to see how you can use actually Remote Display Analyzer in your use case and in your scenario. So I'm curious to the results. So. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everybody.